Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's the final day, question mark, I guess. Yeah, of NOT-E3 2020. They just feel like every single day there's a new thing that they're announcing. There was
Yeah,
like
it's the
yeah,
final day unless Nintendo blows us up at some point today. They're
yeah,
going to. It'll probably be today.
that's true. I think there was a Assassin's Creed thing this morning where they announced that they're going to announce more Assassin's Creed in September. I think that was the news off of that. Oh God, I'm twilighting over here. Um,
I
Oh
didn't want to
wow.
say anything in
You
case
are
you were aware of it.
no, I didn't notice
I've
yet.
done that
I put
are
a
you a
before.
vampire?
yeah, I put a new lens on the camera last night, so I'm just well, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I'm actually a vampire. So finally comes
Makes
out.
sense. That or
Yeah.
some kind of
Oh,
weird phase being.
I was gonna go with your parents did not kiss at the under the sea dance, and
Oh
you have to
yeah,
go back
Oh.
make them do that because you're fading out of existence.
yeah, that could be it. That could be it.
It's probably what's going on actually, now that you mention it.
Probably, yeah. I'll mess with the green screen here once they actually get started. We're watching this Xbox game showcase. It's extended. I don't think there's going to be any new announcements here. They've said as such. It's just going to be about 90 minutes of behind the scenes stuff. Like what they're advertising right now on stream is the behind the scenes of Naraka Blade Point. So I guess
Is that an Xbox Bethesda thing?
yeah, we're going to talk to the developers of Naraka Blade Point. I was thinking we get like some Starfield stuff here.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm hoping.
like
That's what I'm
Todd's
here
going to
for.
come out and talk for a while. Maybe.
I ended up replaying the trailer. And I was like, yeah, I'll play the trailer, 15-minute gameplay, and then I'll spend like half an hour discussing it. An hour and a half later, yeah, like there's so much in there if you slow it down and actually talk about it a little bit.
Sure.
It's crazy, man. After going through the trailer though, I gotta say I'm actually legit really excited for Starfield. Like there's enough cool stuff in that game that especially for Fallout fans like me, I am actually really, really pumped for it. I can't wait to play that.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
I personally am actually kind of excited for it, and I haven't been excited for a Bethesda game in a while.
Yeah. I think for me, I had like this hyped up idea that Bethesda was going to have good combat in a game for once. And then I saw the combat. I'm like, God, that looks exactly like every other Bethesda game. So that part I'm not excited for, but the space stuff, that looks great. I love the fact you can make a ship. You can go see 1,000 planets. That's the big tagline there. Whatever is on those planets, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, the combat's just, it's so samey. They've never. I'll probably try to play Melee because it's just gonna most likely be more interesting than anything they could do shooter wise. Because that's pretty much always the same. Is that a wrong statement, Co?
Oh no! In fact, I say that exact thing in my video, my analysis. Like we watched the entire combat part, and I was like, enemies look spongy. We actually slowed it down to a frame by frame analysis of the enemies getting hit, and there are like for the first 60% of their health bar, they don't even act like they're being tickled. So the combat is still not very reactive.
Sure.
The weapons look like they're pretty floaty. There's not a lot of weight to them. In fact, the laser he uses when he's on the roof is basically a reskinned Institute rifle from Fallout 4. It even sounds similar. So like I say in the video, the key word with combat is basic. And just like in pretty much, and I'll say it again here, and I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that's more power to you. But pretty much just like in every Bethesda game, combat is basic and there just to kind of move the player through their world. Sure. Like the cornerstones and the things that make those games incredible are not the combat. Very few people play Skyrim and Fallout and those types of games for the combat. They're playing the combat to move them between the actually really good and interesting parts of those games. So I feel it like I'm in the same way, where I was kind of like hoping that maybe we were going to see like the next evolution of that. But honestly, I think that's probably an engine limitation. I think that when we see Bethesda really make an evolution in its combat is when they finally decide to bite the bullet and move to a different engine.
They're doing that for Elder Scrolls 6, right? That's the it's the same thing still for 6.
I'm pretty sure. Chat, help me out here. I'm pretty sure that they announced that Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna.
They're still using the same one. Okay.
Old one.
All right.
I think. Oh, that could be wrong.
The first time I played
Yeah, the same engine. Okay.
Morrowind, and the fact that you could like craft your own spells and stuff, and I just like I went into a room and I threw out just a little tiny spell and it just obliterated everything in the room. That kind of told me like this is what Bethesda's combat is all about. It's just like, hey, can you figure out a way to jank the system in your favor? Good for you. Do it.
Now, to be fair, Chad is saying that Starfield is using the Creation Engine 2, which is new. But as far as I understand, it's based on Gamebryo. And if that's the case, then you're basically saying like, yeah, I don't use OBS, I use slobs.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's still, I mean, yeah, it's a different thing, but it's still like 80 to 90% what you've been using. Like, it's not a new engine, it's an upgraded engine of the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So in other words, like what that means is that most likely a lot of those major issues that we've seen over and over and over in Bethesda titles is probably going to be in Starfield. The DNA is still Gamebryo. I like it. I like that One Day Remains. The DNA is still Gamebryo. Yeah. So Liminally says Slobs uses OBS. Oh, dude, Slobs is rebranded OBS. That's
why it's called
all it is. Literally all it is.
Yeah,
Why it's
Streamlabs
SLOE.
OBS. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Zeke?
So DNA doesn't sound like the right word. I think the same species or the same genus. There you go. The same genus, just a very slightly different species.
Sure.
Actually, I believe you mean subgenus.
Well,
if
if it
you'd
has
like
the
to
same DNA, that means it's the same thing, right? DNA is
That's
not
true.
comp-
That's true.
Unless you're
Well, that's my point. It's the same DNA. It's just this one has a nice hat.
Okay, there you go.
This one has a.
If it's
has
the
a
exact
fedora.
same thing, then
Yeah.
yeah, DNA, same DNA with a different hat.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's got a hat and it has jazz hands, and that's pretty much.
It seems like almost every game they showed the other day is going to have some sort of behind the scenes thing here because they've pretty much shown every game. Pete Hines was there.
Ooh.
I haven't seen
Love
Todd
some more
though.
grounded info.
Yeah. Has it said Todd? Did it say Todd while I was messing with the camera, chat? Go full screen.
That's that screen we're looking at. Say Todd.
Yeah. Behind the scenes with Starfield or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, it changes. Oh God, I thought you were like, are you looking for messages to the stars behind the thing? Like,
No.
Hey, we are a small snippet of Squanch Games, and
Oh.
we are here to tell you how excited
That's
we are to
Harlan.
be a part of the Microsoft
Or Dan Harmon.
Games
I can't remember which
Show
one's which.
I think that's
Extended.
Justin.
Showcase.
Dan's got a beard.
Game Showcase
Showcase
Extended.
Showcase.
What's the need for the extended? Why add that extra
No, 'cause
word?
It's, it's
Can
like
we?
Like, is there one that's not extended? And that's why?
We're getting nods. There is a not extended one. Okay.
And that one's just called without the extended.
So that's just called the X.
There's the normal one.
This is on Xbox?
Well, hey, look,
Yeah, I'm
we're
watching
happy
on
to
Slash
be
Xbox.
a part of it nonetheless.
by the way, I want to let you guys know, I did not forget we were doing this until a half an hour ago. I promise.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't.
That was a dramatic thing for intro to this.
Apparently, the Halo ship is pretty buggy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like it can't go to space, and it does some weird VTOL stuff, and
Huh.
yeah.
Well, how far into space could it go? Because flight sim is for it geomaps Earth, right? Just
Yeah,
wondering,
yeah.
like, it'd be cool if they did the moon and surprised everybody. It was like we geomap the moon, and you go up there in the Halo ship.
They've got one ship that goes like Mach 9 or whatever in the Top Gun demo, and it does like a space thing, but it's not
Okay.
in space. It's in one of the spheres. I don't know enough about all of that to tell you the exact terminology. Yeah, suborbital. There you go. That sounds smart enough.
Did you probably, I don't know if you knew, but I zested the tip of my finger off the other day.
Excuse me?
Or were you using like a...
Before.
How'd you do that?
I was using one side is a peeler,
Yeah.
carrot, or like you peel your cucumbers, carrots, whatever, and the other side is a zester.
Welcome to Xbox
And I
Games Showcase Extended. I'm Aaron. This is
Did you
Billy.
feel it, or was
And
it
we
super
have
clean
the
cut?
honor of diving deeper into some of the most
Oh, it was super fast,
exciting and
but
talked
it's
about
one of those like
announcements,
cut
as
yourself
well as
shaving
gameplay
cuts that you're
from
like,
the
this is
Xbox
going to
and
bleed
Bethesda
so
Games
much.
Showcase just
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
And it
For
did.
the first time ever, the entire showcase was focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
That's right, Aaron. You saw world premiere gameplay from Redfall
even he
and
does it.
Starfield, and today we've got Bethesda's own Pete
stole your
Hines
job.
right here to tell us more.
Don't you
You'll hear from
fucking
the
try
renowned
it.
Developers behind
That's
this
my
brand
job.
new
World
Xbox
premiere.
franchise, Our History Untold. Dive into
I was trying to do it
gameplay with our
yesterday when you
partners
weren't
at
here.
NetEase
It wasn't the
Games,
same.
and so
It
much
wasn't,
more.
yeah.
But
It wasn't the
first,
same.
we begin
I
with
didn't
a
want- I
special
didn't have the
look
heart
at
to
how
tell him,
our
Zeke.
fans got
That's
to
fine. I
celebrate
get it.
the
I get it.
Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Message
one.
from our very
Yeah.
own
One or
Phil
two, yeah.
Spencer.
Indie stuff at Gorilla. Capcom just trolled us
I
all.
love coming to events like this. You can just feel the energy, people loving to come together as a community, their love of video games, the Xbox fans. Just a really special time for everybody, myself included. Gaming has this unique ability to bring people together, whether it's saving the world from the aliens or winning a football game. It's so great. I love hearing from people. What did you like in the show? Those conversations with people that are here about areas that they like and areas they wish we would do more, I think that's something that drives us. You saw it in the show today. People said, we want to see more gameplay. And so we said, okay, great. You're going to see a ton of gameplay.
Yeah, I think this is our biggest lineup ever in terms of just diversity of different kinds of games from different kinds of teams.
That's always right.
Different genres.
Like
There's
that's
some franchises.
we always
Japanese
wanna see more
franchises
gameplay.
Don't always come
Yeah.
to Xbox. We've been
What a
working on that
surprise.
today. We obviously had Persona.
they said they wanted to see more gameplay, so we're giving them more
It's
gameplay.
important to
Yes,
us. We not only
always.
have all the games coming from our internal studios, but also great independent game
Wait,
developers.
is
that
this
we
Matt
work with
Booty,
around
the
world.
silver
So,
fox
could
looking
not
guy?
be more
That right
excited
there, is
for
that
what
Matt
we're doing
Booty
with
chat?
Kojima.
And he's got this really great idea for
so,
a
yeah.
game.
I hear
And I want to
Booty.
be clear.
That's,
They might
that's
say,
his
like,
name.
experience
I've
stuff. He's
never
building video games,
put
but
like
he
a
has this
face
real
to
unique
the
thing that he
name. I've
wants
always
to do
just
in the
made fun
games,
of it.
And we said, okay, let's go do something together. And I'm just really
Can we
proud
turn
to
it
be
up a
in
little
an
bit?
industry
Someone's
that can be
asking.
part of so
Sure.
many people
I
coming
don't
together.
know if that's accurate.
Always takes a little bit to find the sweet spot. Is this Valheim?
Maybe. Yep.
Is it on Xbox yet? Like console?
I would assume. I would assume it's on all of them, isn't it? Oh, maybe not.
It's not. Okay, so this,
Okay.
maybe there is some announcements.
Yeah, this very much a PC keyboard mouse type of game.
I cannot wait to return to Valheim.
However,
I
can
may
you-
go back for Mistlands.
Can you play this with a controller? Because if so, see, you can do it.
They're gonna make it, I think, because this is definitely on Xbox. It said console launch exclusive. Yep. Oh. No, it says Xbox consoles. There you go.
Ooh. There it is.
And on Game Pass. Cool. Whoa, that chime was really loud.
What was
Mine?
that?
Bethesda opened
No,
the
no,
show
no, Is that my
with
bongos?
a dramatic
No,
gameplay
in
demo
the-
for Redfall and closed
the
it
thing.
with Todd
That's
Howard
crazy.
showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at upcoming expansions for Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. Here to break it all down for us is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Pete Hines from Bethesda. Pete, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you
Pete
as well.
Hines.
So about a month ago, you all announced some delays for
Now,
both Redfall
I
and
gotta ask you a
Starfield. So I
question
wanted to
about
give you a
Pete
chance to
Hines.
tell us a little bit about the
Is
decision.
he ex-military? Because he goddamn
Absolutely.
looks
Look,
like ex-military.
with all the time that goes
I
into
have
it,
no idea.
it would be foolish to
Like a
rush it out
retired
the door
major or
before it's
something.
ready. I think
He's
we
been at
have
Bethesda a
continued to
really
sort of
long
examine
time, I
how
know
we
that.
think about games and,
'Cause he was
making
back
sure
at,
that they are going to meet
like,
our
QuakeCon,
players'
I wanna
expectations.
say,
Obviously, the
when I was
last 2
going
years
in
have really
my, like,
challenged us
teenage
from a
years.
development standpoint. How we work now largely remotely, while a lot
Is
of
their
our folks
engine
are not
older
back in the
than
office,
him?
and that has an
I think
impact.
he might
I
outdate
also
it.
think we've been thinking about things like release dates and when do
Gonna
we
be
give
Sergeant
those out,
Hines.
and how do we make sure we give one
Like
out that we actually hit and don't have
Sergeant
to change
Pete
later.
Hines,
So
US
it's not
Army
something we
retired.
undertake lightly, but at the end of the day, I think what our fans expect, what Xbox fans, what Bethesda fans expect is a high quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, right? Like delivering an amazing experience for the players out there. And so, speaking of games, we're just going to jump into it. We're going to start with how the showcase started with
Sounds good.
Redfall. Now, before we even get into the game, Arcane's making the game, and I want you to talk a little bit about the pedigree of Arcane, just in case people don't know.
Sure.
These folks over there, they're doing their thing.
Arcane Studios is known for really amazing, immersive sims. They do any number of things. If you play games of theirs, Dishonored 2, Prey, there's a lot of common threads you'll find in them. They create really amazing, believable worlds. I think
Tell
that's
them
a
to
big
make
part
Prey
of
2.
their game is when you're
Come on,
in
Pete.
Dunwall
What
or
is this
you're up on
multiplayer
a space
jazz?
station in
So
Prey.
we
that
took them off
it
all their
feels
projects, and
believable.
now
There's
they're
a
making
reason
a
why
live
things
service
are the
game.
way
It's
they
literally
are.
like
They're also
these
big
guys are
believers in
so good at
systems-based
immersive
as opposed
sims,
to
so
scripted.
we're
they-
not gonna
they
have
really
them do
embrace
that.
player freedom and sort of giving players the tools to decide, you figure out how you want to complete this mission or get through this area. We're not going to tell you how. We're just going to give you tools and then give you the freedom to go and do. But, there's great characters and interesting story. They bring a lot of different elements and then really let the player create the experience they want.
And that's what it's all about. Gamers have taken many games and made it their own. And I think the fact that Arcane is making the game with that in mind is super important. Now, how similar or dissimilar would you say this game, Redfall, is from the other Arcane games?
Look, on the surface, it's a first-person shooter that you can play solo or with, up to 4 players. And so immediately you might say, well, it's not a single-player game, so it must be wildly different. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely ways in which it is different. But I think when folks play the game, and even when they see more of the game, I think they'll start to see all of those things about an Arcane game that they love and appreciate. Why it's won multiple Action Game of the Year awards for Dishonored 2, is their ability to bring all of those things together, really high level of polish, and let folks experience it. And so I think all of those things we talked about. If you want to play a game by yourself and get a great Arcane story, you can absolutely do that in Redfall. But you can also do things that you haven't been able to do in an Arcane game, like experience it with friends and find out sort of how the whole can become greater than the sum of the parts, like playing it off of each character's abilities. You saw some of that in the demo that we showed. I think the more that people appreciate that, you almost are going to want to try and play Redfall a couple of different ways. You might want to play it by yourself a little bit, play it with others, and it's a game that allows you to do either or both of those things, however you see fit.
I'm glad you talked about playing with friends, because I'm taking applications for friends to help me get through Redfall.
Can I put my name on that list?
You and me both.
It'd be an honor. Pete.
Keep me on that list.
All right,
we
we're
need
gonna
to
do
go
it.
explore.
Oh, wait,
listen,
I remember.
I'm
I don't have
excited. I
time
can't
for
wait that.
friends.
And so let's talk a little bit
You
more
gotta
about
stop
the
doing the
game.
world premiere
Now,
thing, 'cause that's mine,
Between the
but then
trailer
we
that
can
we
be
saw last year at the
friends. Like,
reveal,
that's
as well as
my
this one that we just saw,
I
I
guess.
feel like
World premiere.
Redfall reminded
That's
players
me.
of other co-op shooters like Left 4 Dead, for example. What makes Redfall unique?
Again, it's one of those things, like if you watch just like combat footage, you might look at Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or any of these things and go, oh, I see multiple characters facing a bunch of enemies, and like, so it's
Notice they
the
didn't
same
mention
game. But I think
Deathloop when
that's-
talking about
that would be
Arcane's
doing a
games.
disservice
It's
that
a
it's
good point.
all of the things
They
that
didn't at
take
all.
place in between the combat, as well as the combat
Did they?
itself, sort of combining
They
different
might
skills and
have
abilities
in
in
the
the way that you do,
they
Layla
might- maybe
dropping
not, I
down
don't know.
an elevator,
Oh, you
using
said
her
that, now I gotta think
powers
about
that
it.
Jacob can use to get
I'm
up
gonna watch
top
the
on
footage.
a roof. roof and provide
Is there,
cover.
like, a
You know, you
drama
have
reason
different
why they
characters who
wouldn't?
play
They
the
definitely-
roles really well. How you choose to use Brebone, the robot, all of those things come into, again, allowing the players not to say, here's a set
Doesn't really
of
fit the
rules and
discussion.
you can
They were
only
talking
use,
about
like,
games
no,
Arcane
here's just
made. What do
some
you-
stuff that
That's
you can
literally
go off
what
into
they were
this
talking
amazing
about.
sort of dynamic, ever-changing world and sort of experience and explore for yourself. And you come back the next day and it'll look and feel like a different experience, even though you're in the exact same part of the game. I mean, I think
were talking
those are
about
the
good
kinds
games
of
they
things that
made, though.
Arcane does
Oh.
that really bring
Wow.
that sort of extra special element that makes their game so compelling.
Yeah, compelling and fresh. So I'm excited for Redfall, and you said it here for everyone to see that we're going to be playing together.
Now, like
so
10
I'm gonna
people
hold
in
you to
chat
that.
made that joke.
Absolutely, got the
Absolutely.
proof. All right,
Can't wait.
Oh, awesome. So let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I wanted to talk about the team philosophy because I hear that the team is actually banned from saying things like, now is the perfect time to
My
play.
least favorite saying is there's never been a
no.
better time to play a game. Like, we all say that. Yes, games always get better. We know that. The thing that we love about where Elder Scrolls Online is going is their ability to continually
Good time to
refresh
be
the
a
experience for
gamer.
players, provide new experiences like going to High Isle, a place they've never been in an
Kinda
Elder
right.
Scrolls game. It does a lot of things like story and intrigue. There's a lot of politics in High Isle, different factions and the conflict that's going on there. And again, a way that you can jump in and play by yourself and experience it by yourself, even though it's
Fix
an
the
MMO.
PvP and
but
make
the
my wife
real
happy, you
special
cowards.
sauce of Elder Scrolls Online is our amazing community. They're so welcoming. They're so helpful. You know, if you need a little bit of help, if you need a lot of help,
They're there for you.
they're there for you to help explain, to make sure you have a fun experience. And honestly, like that is such a huge part for an online game of creating an environment where anybody, no matter whether you just started playing or you've been playing for 8 years, can have a good experience no matter how you decide to engage with it.
I love that you mentioned that. Community is as you mentioned, is such a huge part of any online game. And so for players who may not have played Elder Scrolls, who are,
Think
like you
there's
said,
anything in
looking to
those
jump
cups?
in, to know that they have that community backing them, that's going to help them guide them in their journey is
Probably
super exciting.
whiskey.
So, but I want to talk about Fallout.
both seem a little
bit.
loosey-goosey.
Huge milestone recently, 25 years of Fallout. It can rent a car even now. At this point, right? We're talking about it. All right, so this has to mean something super special to the team.
Absolutely, and look, we are as aware of anybody. Like this franchise did not start with
Caesura,
Bethesda. It's
probably.
one that we took on along the way, and our intent is not just to pay homage to like Bethesda Fallout. Like, no, we mean all Fallout, because what this series has done, what it meant to us as players when we went and played those games, played the original
Hey, good for
Fallout,
them, dude.
Fallout 2. And then what the franchise has become and sort of growing and finding an even, a new audience with Fallout 3, Fallout 4,
Remaster
Fallout
1
New
and 2, you
Vegas,
cowards.
Fallout 76 is something we really want to celebrate.
have
and
NXile do
honestly,
that, right?
what's going on in Fallout
Pretty much,
76 with the pit and your ability to continue
Obsidian.
to push the boundaries in an online game of story
I'm really
and meaningful
surprised they
player
haven't done
choice,
that
and
yet,
as
actually.
you're going along, making decisions that kind of matter and have a real impact, I think is important in the evolution of Fallout 76. And just honestly, how far that game has come from its launch. Like, we're keenly aware of how that launch went, but we are also keenly aware of the incredible amount of effort and dedication from all of our teams across Bethesda to say, like, we believe in this thing and we want to give the fans more of what they want and the kind of experiences that they want. And where Fallout 76 is now is truly remarkable when you go back and look at sort of where we were and how far we've come, and honestly, how much cool stuff is in store in the pit. It's going to be super fun.
Excited to jump in, and again, that's one of those things that I'm sure you guys attribute to the community, giving that feedback.
That 76 community, again, not just in the game, but what they do for each other, to support other folks in the community, what they have done to raise funds for worthwhile causes. Like, it's not just an amazing group of gamers, it's an amazing group of human beings, and honestly, one that we're honored to interact with and be a part of every day.
I love that, Pete. Before you make me cry, we're going to move on to Starfield, all right?
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about it. Starfield ended the show. I got to say, watching the trailer, breathtaking. It's one of those things from the different locations and just seeing the difference between that moon versus the populated city, just amazing. The dog fighting, just everything was so awesome. The team really outdid themselves.
It's one of those things about a Bethesda Games Studios game that I always love, and it's been the case, honestly, since, I worked on Morrowind and Oblivion and all those games that, we talked about. And for every single one, you cannot pin people down to, oh, it's about this, because it's not. Like, ultimately what those games are massive sandboxes where they give players just ridiculous amounts of freedom to say, you go figure out what kind of game you want to play and what kind of experience you want to have, because that's what this game is about. It's not us prescribing and saying, you have to do these things. And like, no, it's about creating this huge sandbox with over 1,000 planets so you can completely explore and say, yeah, but you don't have to. Like, it's entirely up to you to figure out what is fun for me. Do I want a story? Do I want to join factions? Do I want to build outposts and gather resources?
It's harder than you
cool
think.
Stuff. The team really puts all of those tools in
like
the player's
Try to
hands
play
and
it with-
step back and say,
with no glitches,
now it's time
no,
for you
like-
to tell the story of Starfield,
No,
which
not
is your
taking
story, which
advantage
is
of
going to
any
be different
jank
than
or anything
mine,
like
which is
that.
going to
Trying
be
and
different
playing
than
it as
everybody else's.
intended
And I
is
think
a challenge in and of
that's really where the
itself.
magic of a Bethesda Game Studios game happens.
Speaking about the scope of everything, Todd said that this is what an epic RPG is. What does Bethesda define an epic RPG as?
I think, again, it's sort of leaning into, look, there's a lot of folks who take a lot of different approaches on what does an open world mean. And Bethesda Game Studios always pushes themselves to the most freedom and least limitations, right? Where the items in the world are all real things. You walk into a store and there's a bunch of weapons or whatever. Like, that's not just art on a countertop. Like, you could pick those up. You could steal them and run out of it. You can create chaos. Like, we don't want to put too many limits on what the player is or isn't allowed to do. We love it when players say, I wonder what happens if, and then they try it. And then they get to see, like, oh my Lord, chaos.
As much shit as I talk about
everybody was
Bethesda, that
shooting
was
at me. And, like,
the turning
that's,
point.
I
One
think,
of the
beauty
pivotal moments
Bethesda
of video
Game Studios
gaming for me
and the number
was
of ways that
playing
they push
Morrowind
for
and
you
going,
to explore that, right? It's not just
I can,
one.
I can
it's-
interact with almost
you could
anything.
spend thousands of
And
hours doing
I can
nothing
take
but
it, steal
shipbuilding
it,
and like focus
and,
that as
I can
all
kill
you're
the
about,
vendor
and that's okay.
shit like that.
But
like,
you could also be about
that blew my mind.
exploring every planet and finding all of the good, and that's okay. Or you could just play the main story and be like, I want a kind of experience that I'm guided through so that I kind of get to see stuff, and I might stop here and there. Oh, there's a cool side quest that I got, but I want something that sort of leads me through, because I'm a little, it can be a little daunting to say you can
I want
go
them to
do
talk more about
whatever
the
I want.
planets.
Like, ooh, I don't know what I should do. So
Yeah, what's
some
on them?
folks want a little bit of a guided path or to understand
You
where the
just
fun
said
is.
maybe
and
you're the kind of
no
player that wants to
approach is
explore every
wrong. Like,
planet.
for me,
What does that
that's
mean?
epic, because it says we aren't putting any limits on what you can or can't do. We're going to set you loose and just sit back and watch the beauty that you create with your own stories and the way that you solve problems or choose to spend your time in this world we've created.
I love that. And what you said about, those moments that maybe you experience that I don't, like, those are some of the best moments if I think back to playing RPGs when I'm discussing with my friends. Oh, did you see that? No, I didn't see that. Where did you see it? And having them go out and find it. So I think that's going to be one of those things.
We talk about that a lot, that sort of water cooler moment. Of,
Exactly.
like, you come in the next day and you talk to everybody about what you did, and you were like, wait, I did that quest, but I did this completely different thing. And you sort of start to appreciate all of the choices that you could have made. You didn't even realize were an option. Like, oh, I didn't even think about doing that. Like, oh yeah, I just ran in and stole his ship and shot all of his crew members and took off. Like, you can do that? Like, oh yeah, you can do anything. Like that, I think that is a special part of a Bethesda Game Studios game. And when we say epic RPG, we mean all of the stories, all of them.
All right, you just gave me some ideas for stealing people's ships. So I appreciate that. That's going to be top on the list to do in Starfield. Now, we saw quite a bit of combat and action in the game. That seems to
I wonder if you could actually, like,
in
steal them
addition to
and,
exploring
melt them down
everything,
for
that
parts
seems to
and
be
stuff.
another huge focus of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, look,
dismantle them or
if
something,
you
that'd be
look
cool.
at a game like Skyrim, which, like, everybody's played Skyrim at this point, it can.
Side note, hey,
combat
chat,
is
you
a
should
big
visit my
part
base
of
in the
that,
future.
unless you decide it's not. Like, if you're one of
Related.
those folks that says, actually, I'm going to do the alchemy thing, and I just go off and pick flowers and make potions and, like, live another life in another world this way, then combat isn't part of it. But look, we know in an epic RPG, there's always bad people, shooting at you. Sometimes you got to return fire, and there's a lot of fun to be had there. And so, providing a lot of different skills that sort of determine how good you are in combat, combined with all the different weapons in the game, and then you layer in ship combat
man.
and all of these other things, it starts to sort of
I just read a
paint
chat
picture
comment.
just how
I'm
broad or how
it's
deep
like
the
I had
rabbit
a
hole
portal
goes.
into the
It's going to be so
future.
impressive. And you touched
God.
on it a little
'Cause he
bit, and I want to
says,
talk about it because
I hope
this was
that
one
Ko
of
knows
watching
that in
the
space
video,
most
the demo,
planets are barren,
what I saw,
and, like,
and it
that's
really
gonna
caught
be
my
the
eyes around
coping
the ship.
mechanism that
It's
people
not
have for
just
that game
getting in
when
the ship
all those
and
planets
that's
are
your
barren.
ship. There's so
Oh,
much
yeah.
behind
Yeah,
it.
it's
So
fake.
This-
about it a little
Nothing
bit.
would
Yeah,
be
like,
on
every ship
there. so why would
customizable
there
to
be
the
something in
nth
the
degree, and not
game?
just like
We've
cosmetically.
talked about
I want
this
my ship to look like
a
this,
few
or look like
times.
that.
Oh,
Though
man.
obviously, that's totally a thing
First
that
of all,
you
we
can
aren't
do
missing
if
anything
all
new,
you care
are we?
about is cosmetics.
I don't think so.
But it goes
I don't
much
think so.
deeper than that in terms of like what kind of
So,
shields you have, what kind of weapons you have. Like,
here's what I'm expecting.
Kind of
There's
ship
100-ish
are
systems.
you building? What do you
and
want
then
it to
each
be?
system
good
has
at?
like
What trade-offs are
10
you
to
willing to
15-ish
make or
planets,
not?
right? So
And
there's
then
like
the other part of
1,000
it is, of
planets.
course, well, you can't
Yeah.
just like
I will
it's a
be
spaceship.
happy
Those aren't cheap.
for
so
each
you have to figure out like
system,
how am I going to do this? Where do I get the
1 to
resources
5
to build this
planets
stuff? What kind
have
of
1 to 5
skills
things
do I
on
need to level up to?
Yeah.
I'm
improve
expecting there
different
will be
parts of my
lots
ship
of empty
beyond,
planets.
You know
Lots.
what I could do.
But I'm
without
guessing
those
the
skills. So
majority will
there's
be
a lot
empty.
of, again, choices
My
in terms
hope
of you
is
get
that
to decide
there will be
how much you
interesting
want to
enough
put into
things
that or not.
when
Do you
you
just want to
find
give
them
somebody
that
money
it makes
for the
the
parts that you
process
want. Do you
of
want to
going
build
through
it?
the empty
All of
ones
those things are sort
enjoyable.
of part of the
Sure.
fun.
The
of
issue is
deciding
going to be
how
if
much do you want to interact
the
with this
stuff
and how
that
do you want
is
to
you
interact.
actually do find, if that
Absolutely.
sucks.
I mean,
I
just
don't care if
as
it's
you
rare.
mentioned, the
I'm
scope,
guessing most
the
planets are
level
going to be
of
empty.
player
And it's going to be like No
agency,
Man's
something that
Sky.
I
You
feel
land
like
on a
is gonna
planet,
just make
you
Starfield
run around
such
for
a
3
special
minutes,
experience.
scan all the
So
animals and
between
plants,
Redfall,
and then you
ESO,
leave and never
Fallout
come back.
76, and
Yeah.
Maybe
Starfield,
build an
all just
outpost if you need the
We have a few
minerals.
Minerals.
games
Game.
coming. Yeah, we got a few games coming.
That's
up.
what I'm
It's gonna be
expecting.
so great. Pete, thank you so much for
But if
stopping
the stuff
by.
that they
for
add
having
in
me.
that you
Of
do
course,
find
of course,
sucks,
Pete. Now,
like,
coming up, we'll hear from our friends
that's gonna be
around the
really
world,
unfortunate.
including Squanch
Yeah.
Games,
it's
Obsidian
going to be worse than
Entertainment,
like
Playground
Witcher
Games, and
3
of course,
ocean
Xbox
question
fans
marks.
like you. But
Like,
first,
ugh.
let's hear from the creators of one of the world's most popular battle royale games.
That being said, if they do make like one to 5, 1 to 3, let's say, if they make 1 to 3 planets interesting in each system and the rest empty, I'm okay with that. Like that's cool. Like I don't mind. Space is a big empty place. It'd be weird if there was shit everywhere.
We are
you know?
glad
Yeah.
to share
So-
Naraka Blade Point.
And it also
a
makes
unique
finding those things a
online
little bit more
multiplayer action
interesting and
game
engaging.
with players.
What
all
do they? I
around
mean,
the
in
globe.
No Man's Sky, like,
As a NET-E
did every planet you land on have
24
life?
Entertainment is joining
Yeah,
hands
well-
with Microsoft to bring Naraka
Most of
Blade
them
Point
do,
to
though. I mean,
consoles
that's
for the
different, though,
first
'cause that's all
time.
procedural,
You could play
right?
the game on Xbox.
It is. It's all
Yeah.
procedural, but no, some are like vacuum
as
planets,
well
I
as
think.
Windows
And those
next
have
week.
like, we'll have like 1 or 2
We're also
plants,
joining
and like that's
Xbox
about it.
Game Pass
But most planets have
platform with a
procedural
huge
animals
player
and shit.
base
Yeah.
and a vast bright
Spore
future.
kind of stuff.
Naraka has been so well received on the PC platform.
Besides,
I am
JP,
so grateful to the players
space is
for their
supposed to
love
be
and support.
empty.
Yeah, like
As a
that's what I
competitive
was saying.
survival
That's gonna be
game,
the future. Is
incorporating
like
a lot of action
Fine.
elements.
I can already see
Naraka
myself be like,
features a
man, there
range
ain't
of
shit to do
characters
on these planets,
with
and
unique
that's gonna be a
personalities.
comment that I have to constantly
Each
read.
hero draws from different civilizations and cultures.
How about you guys? You found
Battle
anything?
allows
We
for a
ain't found
great
shit.
degree of strategic play.
Tell me
There's a
something.
wealth of melee
Look up in the
and
sky.
ranged weapons
You
to
see me
choose
exploring real space?
and a
No,
vast
that's because it's
map
empty.
filled
That's
with
why I play
interactive
space
elements
games.
to explore.
Because they're full of stuff to do.
That's true.
Perhaps you'll engage
I did
your
read a
foes in
comment,
samurai
and
combat.
it made a
Katanas
lot
at
of
the
sense
ready.
that
Or maybe
even
you'll
if a
use
lot of
Persian
those
assassin
1,000
techniques
planets
to
are
strike
barren,
from afar.
it could create a ton of
With your
space for
grappling
modders
hook,
to go
you
in
can
and
fly
like
between
claim a
temple
planet,
walls
and
across
that was
bamboo
kind of cool
forests with
that you could
ease.
basically, you know, add in
Beyond solo
100 modded
you can
planets
also
or something
party
like
up with
that.
friends
And that'd be
and
cool.
use group tactics to flatten
Gives you a
your
little bit
foes.
of a play space
That's
as a
Naraka's
modder.
underlying design philosophy.
a
That
good
you're
call. Thought of
unchained
that.
and have the freedom to choose how you play.
Yeah, what if one of them's just a Death Star? That'd be
Collect
great.
soul jades to change how you play. Transform your
You have to do a
katana
trench
strikes
run or something.
and make your cannon a weapon of mass destruction. Each hero can be customized too. Whether you want to rush into battle as a berserker warrior or cast fireballs as a sorcerer.
It's weird watching this game
choice
without
is
Shroud or
yours.
Lyric talking.
I know,
We can't
right?
forget to mention our unique face customization system too. You'll never need to worry
Weird
about
watching this game
running
without
into a
adding the title.
doppelganger on the
Oh.
battlefield, because you're able to edit your hero's features
Oh.
to your heart's
Oh,
content.
what did they do
You
to
can
Phil?
even
Oh,
recreate your
what did they
favorite
do to
faces.
Phil?
As we approach
Kinda
Naraka's
cool, at least.
first launch anniversary, we're introducing a brand new weapon, the Twin Blades, releasing together with the
Brand new
Xbox
weapon.
and Game Pass editions. Twin Blades strike with the speed of a raging tempest and sweeping blows. We've seen similar weapons in other games.
No, Chad, we're not saying it's bad.
but
It's
here
just
in
it's a
Naraka,
fine
it
game.
comes
It's
with a
just
style all its own.
another BR, man.
Charging
Yeah.
up strikes is
Another BR.
usually a high-risk, high reward move. With the twin blades, you can charge up while moving and keep your momentum as you unleash a flurry of combos on foes.
Is it BR? Yep.
Since its release, Naraka Blade Point has
It's
launched
a
its own
melee-oriented
faction
VR
clash
game.
with Omni's Nightmare.
Which does
There
do,
been
it does,
one of those?
you know, a
Limited
few of its own
mode,
mechanics.
Shadow
What was that, Z?
Has there been a
There have
melee
been
BR
many
that's
casual
gained any
modes to play
traction
as well.
before this?
But our
I'm
community
culling.
has eagerly asked for a campaign mode. We're always listening to our player base. And we're happy to announce that the
Not
wait
really.
is over.
There are 26
Players will see the
players,
first
26K
chapter of
players
our
online for this
campaign
game right now.
On
Form
Steam?
teams of 3 to take
not bad.
on new enemy
Yeah.
types and massive bosses.
Not bad.
Disarming a
First
boss
culling was
won't
great. The
be
first
as
culling was
easy
the
as
best.
disarming
That was-
another player, though. PvP and campaign mode.
Yeah,
are
Rumble
two
Verse is the other one
entirely
that
different games.
the more recent
Further
one.
campaign
But
chapters
it's not
are
out
also
yet.
in the works. So we're eager to hear any feedback you have.
Fall
for us.
Guys.
We are also working on
Yeah,
an
it's
Xbox
Melee
One
stuff,
version and hope to see more players join Naraka later this year. Naraka is launching on Xbox Series X and S and Windows Store on June 23rd.
Co, you have any
and
intention
it's
of checking out
included
that
with Game Pass
season
at
1
launch
for
day.
Battlefield?
Now's your chance to dive into the
For
world
2042?
of
What now, for who, what?
Point.
They just put out that new map and all that stuff for season 1 at 2042. You gotta check it out at all, or just kind of you're good.
I think I'm good. Yeah. I think I'm good. I got lots of other stuff to do right now. Did a full morning of demos and I barely scratched the surface.
History is filled with moments of greatness. Some
Oh, hopefully they'll talk
were
about this
known,
game more.
some
Yeah, all we got was
lost
that
to
trailer.
time.
Yeah.
But what about the history?
It's weird to
that
hear
could
her
have
voice
been
not
if you
angry
were
and
its
swearing
architect?
about Martians and Belters.
Very
How
true.
would you
El
rethink
Taloda.
the world?
Back in a sec.
What
Heard a
new
crash in my
stories
garage,
would
it's
you
probably
tell?
Yeah, go check that out.
And when your people speak, would you listen?
Well, Walla.
How would you lead them in this new world? History is filled with moments of greatness, but these will be yours.
They're just re-rolling. Are we not going to talk about
I'm
that?
excited to welcome
Oh, here
our
we go, okay.
friends from Oxide Games for a closer look at their historical grand strategy game for PC called Ara History Untold. Dan, Michelle, thank you two for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And on behalf of the entire studio, we are really excited to be here and finally be able to talk about Ara.
I mean, we all are excited too. You just had the world premiere.
I got the
2 days
line
ago
out. Good.
for
Okay, I
Ara,
didn't screw it up.
and
Yeah,
I have
that
to say,
was
I'm a really
very
big
canned. Like,
history
holy
fan. I
shit,
love
that
me
was
some history, so I've been
practiced
looking
for, like,
forward to talking
years.
to you two about this. Now, we all know this is not your first strategy game, but the vision behind Ara is so ambitious. So tell
See
us
her
more
with her
about it.
note
And
cards,
also
like,
for those
in
who are
the
new
green
to
room, like,
Oxide
looking
Games,
at the
we'd
mirror,
love to
like-
hear more about the studio as well.
So, Oxide Games was founded 9.5 years ago in my basement, actually, from the development leads of Civilization V. And our goal is to push strategy games to the next level.
And what's really great about working on a new IP is that you don't have kind of these previous expectations that a sequel would have. And so the sky really was the limit, and we got to really take the genre to a new space. And we really hope that not only will fans of strategy games like this, but people
They
who've
got,
never
like,
played a strategy
some
game
depth
before
of
will find
field
something they
going
love
on
as
there.
well.
Holy shit.
You're absolutely taking it to the next level. I think I saw like a drone was in like the 18th century or something like that. It's very, very fascinating. And I think that like if you're someone
Someone
who's
said,
really into
"Man,
this
Northern
history,
Lion
it's
let
bringing,
himself
like,
go."
all of the worlds together, all the periods of time together, and that's a grand vision in itself. So how does the vision of Ara impact the player experience within the game?
So one of the kind of big things we wanted to do with Ara was really explore how to make the game less about finding that optimal strategy, that optimal path, and really bring in ways to make it more meaningful to the player, make it unique to themselves. So what are different kinds of choices we can bring to the player so that when you play, it's different than when I play, and yet we can both be competitive together? How can we do things to really impact agency and expression and really let you express your values and your play styles through the different mechanics in the product?
And Dan, what about you? How does the vision impact the overall experience?
So one of the
Oh, wow,
big
the
things
other
that
side of
we've
her hair
been
is a
working
different
on
color?
is what we call the living world. We wanted the expression of the game to manifest itself in a way that
I just
will
realized
feel authentic.
he's
and
almost
cool.
wearing my
so we
beanie
spent a
in her
lot
hair.
of effort on making sure that the choices that you make
You could always
are
dye your
expressed
hair
in a visual
colors
way.
of your
And
beanie.
So you're going to see
I might copy
your
that look,
citizens
actually.
doing
Yeah.
things that reflect the choices that you've made. And this is actually really challenging. So one of the goals when we found Darkside was to not have to tell the designers, no, you can't do that thing. And so the game is obviously huge. It's just massive.
Oh, like
and
the host
a
of
very
this
large
definitely looks
technological
like
constraint from doing something like that.
she
But we have our own
belongs
proprietary
in a video
engine
game.
that allows us to really bring this alternate Earth to life.
I think that's the beauty, right? Because in history, the great thing about learning history is that you learn about culture, you learn about stories, you learn about things that are probably brand new to your eyes. But the way that Ara helps you remix, reimagine, and rewrite history is a beautiful sight to see. And I'm excited to get my hands on it, and I'm sure everyone else is who's watching. So let us know, where can we learn more about it, and when?
They kind of just came out and said a bunch of buzzwords, and then
So if you head over to the website, you
Now they're
can
leaving.
sign up for the Insider Program,
I didn't really get
which will
much
give
from
you a
that.
chance to
Yeah.
join the technical alpha and play the game later this summer, which is super exciting because we've been playing it, all the time, and so now you have a chance to play.
Dan, Michelle, thank you two so much for giving us the lowdown on Ara. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Grounded is finally leaving early access and moving into full release with a highly anticipated story mode. Here's Adam Brennicke and Eric Dorabella from Obsidian Entertainment to tell us more.
Wait, story mode?
Yeah.
I thought they were just finishing the story.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that is different. Maybe that's what they mean.
What can players expect from the 1.0 launch of Grounded?
The big one, of course, is going to be a complete game, and that means story, right?
Hey!
From beginning
Look
to
at
end,
this.
you can play through,
Awesome.
why are you
Oh, wait,
here?
do we know that person?
Who put you here?
Yeah, on the right,
And
yeah.
How are you going to get
I
home?
didn't- I didn't-
Those are like
He's
the
been
big
with Obsidian for a
questions
long
that people
time.
are
He's a great
asking
dude.
about
Oh,
Grounded.
okay.
Originally, we really just wanted to make a survival game, and one of the jokes was, "Hey, what
and
if we
Mikey
did
Dowling
backyard
were
survival?" Everyone was like,
Yeah, no,
"That's-
Mike.
that's a
Dynamic
very
Obsidian
unusual
duo.
idea," but I think there's something there. One of the things that we did early on was establish the art style of Grounded. Things started coming to life as we did.
Like the
I'm
Ed
so
Sheeran
excited to
background
return to this game.
Like seeing
Oh, is
some
that
of the
Zeke?
cool things, like
I like the
first
Ed
time we
Sheeran
added,
background
the
music.
spider into the yard, seeing the reactions of people in the office, even jump scares, like
Love
JP
in the
said
shape of you. That's Ed Sheeran, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The team is very small. It's the smallest team.
Yeah,
I've
Grounded
ever
is just
worked on at
awesome.
Obsidian.
It's great.
I wanted
I'm
everyone
very
to be
excited
able
to return to this game.
participate on the design side of things. So I said everyone is a designer on the team, and I think that extends into our community and how we're building the game.
No,
and
candid.
game
Stop
being
smiling. This is a
early
candid shot.
access.
You don't need to
That's
smile.
probably one of the big successes of the game is how close we work with the community and take all their feedback and suggestions. I think it's super rad.
For a game developer too, that is a huge, huge thing, just to get people's feedback constantly of what they're liking, what they're not liking, and all those adjustments just make a much, much better game at the end of the day. We're at that point now that the yard's
We're
getting
ready for this
finished, and now we can play through the story. There's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of things that I think players aren't going to expect. And I
think I know what you're talking about. I cannot wait to see players' reactions. I know a lot of players are just waiting for the story to be finished to finally jump into the game. People who played the game previously are also holding out for more content. I think it's just going to pull a lot of people back in and gain a lot of players.
Cool.
So
Something I
we
noticed
have
about
the
this,
Broodmother from last
their
year was
interview
our
is
first big boss.
I
We
wish
came out
more
with a bunch
interviews
of
like
mini
that. It
bosses,
looks just
Termite
super
King, Termite
comfortable.
King, and the assistant
Like they're not
manager. But
too
in this
far
trailer,
apart. It's not
we're
on
showing
a sound
players
studio
the
or
Mantis.
whatever.
What
Yeah,
can
it's
they
like they're
expect from
friends.
this?
So we're
Yeah,
super
it's
excited
cozy.
to finally show off the Mantis. I know that's been a big ask from players that they want to see a praying mantis in the game.
They've been asking for this for a
Yes,
long
yeah.
time. Do we have anything else that the players can get excited about?
You know, the Mantis is just a little tease of one of the new boss fights, but there's more to come, right? Like potentially many boss fights that we have planned for the full release of Grounded. There's a lot more secrets and other things to uncover.
When we reached
Are they sitting
5
together like
million
Ko and
players,
Zeke? Yeah.
that was already super crazy.
Hold on.
And then we hit the next milestone.
Wait,
of
were they
10
sitting on
million
each other's
players
laps?
Still
Yes.
being
Zeke,
Xbox.
scoot over.
Right?
Yeah, in Xbox
Zeke.
preview early access.
That just goes to show that we have a fantastic
There we go.
game. Everyone's just so surprised at like how much Grounded has grown.
I just hope that players and the community understand how important they are and impactful on this game with us.
You know, we're so thankful for everyone's support. along the way.
Wow, that's
It's
a
been an
big
amazing
fort.
journey, and we're finally almost at the finish line, right?
Yeah.
And I think we wouldn't be here without
The building
our
was,
amazing community.
I'd
and
say,
all the fan
above
support.
decent when I played it.
I agree.
And that was
Best community
5
ever.
major patches ago. So, I mean, there's been a huge amount added. September. Man, we gotta make like an updated calendar for all the new releases.
Paris got to go fly. What the fuck?
That I meet with him. So I'm in this helicopter.
What a
We're
gig.
flying to this location. We're on our way. Let's go.
Man, that's a fantastic thing.
If this is not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I will be extremely.
That's flight sim.
Hey, Paris, good to see you.
Aw.
Good to see you.
No,
Thanks for
Jim and
coming to the
T.
scene. No, thank you. What am I doing here? Later. Let's get in. We don't have much time. Oh, okay.
This is a weird thing.
All right, Paris. Right across the Potomac. That's where our contact is.
Are we headed towards Arlington?
It's still secret. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
York, what is this place?
Strippers, you shouldn't have.
Oh, they went to the flight museum, I think.
This is our first
Look at this place.
full-life Pelican.
Nick, how's it going? Hello.
The
Paris,
National
I would
Air
like
and Space
to
Museum,
introduce
sorry.
Nick Partridge from the
is
Smithsonian
awesome.
National Air and Space Museum.
Thank you for having me. But this makes a lot of sense. I saw during the trailer there was a collaboration between the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum and Flight Simulator.
This guy that they
Here
just
we are
met
at the
looks
National
like
Air
he
and
doesn't
Space
go to any
Museum.
restaurant
So
without the
let's
word
talk about that
reduction in the
collaboration. Tell me
menu.
more about that.
Well, Jorg and I have been talking for more than a year. He was looking for me, and it turns out I was looking for him to ask the same question, which was, don't you think that our organizations have a lot in common? Dedicated to bringing flight to everyone, and
I was looking for the Spirit of St. Louis, which is in the Smithsonian ever since 1928. And the Smithsonian was gracious enough. They gave us a millimeter perfect scan, which is what we'll feature in the 40th anniversary edition. But as Nick and I kept talking, it was very clear, you know, the world's foremost museum for air and space, the Smithsonian. Yeah. And Microsoft celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's a match made in heaven, and there's lots of things we can do.
yeah, authenticity, accuracy, access, it's all there. We're hoping that if everyone has as much fun in the community with the content that we initially collaborated on, a couple of our most historic aircraft and some of the other
Stalker
aircraft in
2 is
December
now
are already
pre-purchased
in the
on
simulator.
Steam.
Maybe we can jump in with both feet and do more
That's
in the years to
random.
come. Maybe even, who knows, we'll go crazy. We'll put the space shuttle in there.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
All right, you guys have never been here before,
No,
right?
this is my first time.
All right, so keep your eyes peeled, stick together, and Jorg, I've got something special for you right around here.
Perfect. Check this out. This is my favorite plane, the Junkers Ju-52 3-motor. Amazing.
And that is an awesome plane. And as I look at all these planes around here,
Wow,
it
it's
makes me
available
ask the
December.
question, are you going to put all of them
So
in
it says
Flight
on
Sim?
Steam?
Maybe not all of them, but we
Yeah.
hope a lot of them. In the 40th anniversary that comes out this fall, we already have
I
3.
can't
We have
think-
the
there's
Wright
no
Flyer,
way.
the Spirit of St.
Yeah, it
Louis,
might be
and the
a-
DC-3.
it might be a
And we hope to
placeholder.
get a few more, as Nick and I were
Guess we'll
talking.
see.
December
There's a lot of
31st,
things we could do.
2022.
Yeah, we started with the most iconic ones.
Is there
and,
like Chad?
Who knows?
Is there
There's
something
no lack
like I'm
of
missing about that
opportunity.
Emerald
You know, I keep
Airways
saying
plane or
amazing
something?
Because this place is
Because
amazing.
it
And
was
just
like
Flight
it showed
Sim, it
the
just keeps
Wright Brothers
going.
plane from
So,
Kitty Hawk.
What else
It showed the
is
Spirit of St. Louis, two
Oh,
very
just
famous
like we're going
planes, and
supersonic,
then it goes
like the Concorde
to
here. We've been doing a major update every
Like that Emerald
every month since
Airlines
August
thing. Like,
2020.
is there some
And
significance?
just today, we're actually launching
DC-3. What does that?
update
What does that
10.
mean?
Guess what?
Tell me.
It's the United States, and it's huge. We have a dozen cities, a new height.
Like I know,
brand
like
new
DC, it's a
areas,
signification
new
for an
missions, new
airplane,
airports,
like a
new
DC-10,
everything.
you know,
And
DC-3,
as
whatever.
always, it's free. And check out this beauty. This is the Beechcraft.
Oh,
Model
the
18
first
that comes with
passenger
twin
plane.
beach. It's a
Oh,
famous
thank
plane,
you,
and
thank
that's
you.
also launching today, and it's a great coincidence.
It's actually a
Brought
huge
commercial
coincidence.
flights
Jorg's
to
been
the
working
world,
on
yeah.
that Beechcraft since before we met, but it's a great example of how much we already had in common.
So, Jorg, what can we expect the rest of the year?
By the way, if you want to watch this without
We
our
have a
dumb
ton of great
commentary,
things
you can
coming up.
fucking
So
go to
today
Xbox.
is World Update
Just
10.
slash
We have
Xbox.
two
It's
more
an
World
easy one.
Updates, one in August and one in October.
No, I
And
want
then
you
in
all to be
November, we have
quiet
the big
so I can
40th
hear
anniversary
and just
edition,
stare at your
which will be
beautiful
an
faces while I
absolute
listen.
delight. for anyone.
You did this,
who loves
Adder.
aviation.
Okay, that
This is all
40th
you.
anniversary edition. Tell me more
That was
about
your
that.
fault.
Yeah, so we're celebrating by bringing back some of the
all the
planes
praise
from the
and
old
the
Sims,
one
like from
person
Phantom 10, 9, 8, even before
says,
that.
"Shush
And
to me,
we're
I gotta-
restoring some of the old missions,
Yep.
and we're bringing back some of the
My skin,
airports that were in those editions.
We're
So it's a
not
real
pieces of meat.
celebration of the
Oh, we are.
So
But
this celebration
just
is
kidding.
not only of the
This isn't
freedom, but
only
the past
fans.
as well.
You have to pay
And
me
we're
there.
also adding brand new things on top of it, like that the community really wanted. For example, helicopters. Sobo wrote a brand new
Is there a
fuel
helicopter
dynamic
pad
system
right
to
behind
make
the
all that
pyramids?
work. And then we're adding gliders,
not?
which is a
I'd
completely
believe it,
different way
but-
to experience the planet. It's just you and the wind. And then the last one is we're bringing, it's the biggest deal for
Oh, by the
cinemas,
way, I want
a
to
brand
thank
new
Co and
utilized
JP's
airliner,
chat
the A310
for helping
from
me
Airbus,
get that
by a
answer,
brand new partner,
because my
brand new
chat
builds,
did
great
not help me
development
at
team.
all.
In fact, of the 10 planes
Like
we're bringing,
Dick
most
Cock
of them
3?
are created in collaboration with third parties. So it's a really cool way for us to integrate with the creator community.
Now, how do I get this?
If you're on Game Pass, if you already own Flight Sim, the 40th anniversary edition is a free upgrade.
This has just been an incredible experience, seeing all these planes and going through the history and everything that's coming to Flight
The
Sim.
VR in this
Thank
game
you so
good?
much.
Thanks
Yep.
for coming to
You just
DC.
gotta have a
Terrace,
really
thank
good
you,
PC.
Nick, for the great collaboration with the Smithsonian.
And a fucking massive
and for kicking
hard
off
drive.
the 40th anniversary edition of Flight Sim. It's been wonderful. Thank
I
you
think
so
it's
much.
thank
7. How big is this game fully installed, chat? I want to say 760 gigs, but that seems just absurd.
Does it show an hour or an hour and a half?
Hour and a half.
Today
It's
was a good
130.
day.
Okay.
But now, I have a need for speed.
Uh-oh, we're getting a Top Gun thing.
I'm headed to the danger zone, baby.
Oh my God.
Good for you, Paris.
Get him, buddy. Get him.
That's only 130 gig, not 700.
20 years younger me hears that and it's just like only 130 gig.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I came in Madrid just yesterday to be here in FanFest Xbox, and I'm so excited.
Estamos aquí en Madrid para ver
What is this?
nuevos juegos como Starfield, que yo personalmente le tengo
I
muchísimas
think this is like the fan
Me ha
fest.
encantado y no me lo podía perder.
All right, I gotta go get this dog shut up. I'll be right back.
It sets me off. I'm like, is that my dog? I know I gotta go
Why gaming?
take care of that.
Son experiencias únicas. Me ofrecen algo que no encuentro en otro lado.
Lo que te digo, es como una familia para mí.
Me ha parecido genial y un cierre para un evento así maravilloso.
Just the passion that people have. I feel very welcome.
Hey, we're just a snippet of Squanch Games, and we're here to talk about High on Life, our new action-adventure, comedy, Metroidvania, first-person shooter that is nothing at all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel.
All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians, just like me.
That's our game, High on Life. Pretty insane. There's a lot to talk about.
Let's dive in. So Justin, you're typically known for working in animation. What brings you into the world of games? Why are you in the world of games?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with games, have been my whole life. Always had ideas, always had, things I would love to make, but just never thought I could ever.
Is it weird that I want to more
because I don't
know more about
lack-
what his
I
favorite
lack all
games
the
are than the
skills.
game he's currently creating?
Other than like creative direction, creative ideas, like other than that, I lack all the skills to execute.
What's your
But that's
favorite
why-
game?
Like that's part of why you want to start.
We'll
Xbox,
talk about
right?
the
Is, like,
new
to be able
thing
to have
in
an
a
idea
minute.
like that.
I just
want
wanna
to
know
grow to something
And to be able to
not
be creatively free. I wanted to make games that I wanted to play. And that was sort of the spark that just lit the fire of Squanch Games. And then we shipped Trover and we shipped Accounting Plus, and now we're on this absolutely
Both of those games,
dream game. This
very
is like
funny
a real
and fun in their own
legit
right.
swing at like a proper, like we're indie, but like this is like our AAA, or is it triple I for indie?
We're triple I.
Yeah. This is a triple-I game.
So the story of our game mostly follows like Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel
See?
of aliens who
Why it
come
comes
in
down
and
to
kidnap
feeling.
humans and start
Does it
selling them
feel
on the
indie?
black market like they're drugs. And you're the one human who has to team up with a talking gun and stop them.
And when you select a cartel leader that you're going to go after,
As one does.
It opens the portal door to that world that they're in.
Eric, can you tell us a little bit about the worlds of the game, the art style of the game, the visuals?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time kind of constructing and creating these awesome alien worlds. Myself and Mikey Spano, who is our art director, him and I worked like a ton on the sort of art direction of the game. He really kind of landed in this space, which
Can't
was
believe this
kind
first
of
time I've ever
Blade
put
Runner
that together,
meets
but
the Muppets.
I'm
So we're trying to
Ezekiel
capture that
triple
feeling
I.
with all of our characters, especially our aliens. And then each world is its own kind of unique flavor,
true.
right? I think some of the
I hadn't
ideas
thought
come
about
from
that.
very kind of
Devolver is
core
triple I,
thoughts, like they're
Tiny
we
Bill
wanna
triple
have
I.
an awesome
Like
alien,
publishing
like
studios.
drug-dense spa on an asteroid. And yeah, what makes me really excited is the sort of really clear and like it's almost deceivingly simple narrative, right?
Save the Earth, humans or drugs, talking guns. Ta-da.
So Alec, who are the guns? What's their deal?
The guns are these talking alien Gatlians. They're all shaped somewhat like a gun you'd find on Earth, but they've evolved to be just gun-like in their own way. And so this race of Gatlians each has their own unique personality, their unique set of abilities, and you're gonna be rescuing them from this evil alien cartel, and together, you gotta stop the bad guys.
And get more Gatlians.
Yeah, collect more Gatlians.
Yeah, a lot of players are going to have very different experiences depending on
I wonder
what
if it's
gun
ever
they
the kind of
favor.
thing where they're like, now that I say this out loud, this sounds kind of dumb.
Hear their dialogue, be part of different.
I think that would make them
dialogue scenes
put it
and
in the
stuff.
game
Yeah.
more if it did.
Probably.
And sometimes you can unlock the guns in a different order than another player has. So
That's
when you
right.
go back through a level, you'll see things that you would have been able to access if you'd done it in the other order.
That's
and you
so
can come back.
That's a
Yeah.
huge one.
All right, so we've talked about this crazy good game that sounds amazing. Why should people be excited to play it?
As a studio, we are attempting to bring A-level adult comedy into video games.
Something I love about Squanch is we would put a lot of effort into things that a lot of other studios wouldn't even bother with, like a single small joke that 5 players might find.
Well, okay. Now I can.
I love that stuff. I love like edge casing and like
It's what makes you remember a game.
yeah, like if a player's trying to break the game in a certain way and then you have an answer for that for them, that is like such a memorable and amazing moment. It's almost like watching TV, but the viewer is able to reach into the TV and poke a thing, and the character has to respond to that. And there's so much fun to be had for the
You can
most
skip
part.
it all. We worked really hard on it if you want to skip it.
Yeah, if you want to just like miss out on like, you know,
Yeah,
some
if you're
of
like
the
a big
coolest...
dummy and you don't want to play the game at all, that's fine. We're not going to judge you. We're just going to be upset.
I feel like if that were me, and I think he's in the same boat, like the joy of his life is when he can get Justin Roiland to laugh. Like
Well,
that's
he works
his.
with them, so.
No,
Oh,
that's
you're
what I'm
just
saying.
in general.
Yeah, like he goes home and like jumps up and down and is like, I made Justin laugh today.
Is this like a brand new game or DLC? What is this?
That's Chainsaw Massacre for sure. Are they making like a Chainsaw Massacre Friday the 13th game?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, multiplayer horror game. Oh.
Huh.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set in 16th century Bavaria.
Code, you see
which
they
is part
put
of the
out
Holy
a
Roman Empire. You play a character
statement
named
about this
Andreas
game
Mahler,
not being
who is
like
an
Disco
artist
Elysium.
working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years. The name Pentiment, it is
Oh, so it is the same devs as
referring
Friday the
to
13th, that
paintings
last
in
one.
which
Okay.
there's an older painting
Makes sense.
underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you
Pentiment?
see what was left behind. This has a bunch of Significance, obviously you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time. When I saw narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative, but also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed them to be a 4-year-old and then they're getting married and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm like, oh, baby's all grown up.
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in Europe. I think when we look at social change in the past, it seems like it's a thing that always happens outside of our time. But right now, I think we're maybe more aware than ever that social change is happening constantly, and people are always struggling with it. It's always a difficult process. And so I hope that by looking at people from the past, we can see that even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately, we always struggle with social change.
Will that be voice acted? I don't think it was voice acted in the trailer, if I recall.
Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like it's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, let's do crime.
I wonder if they asked them about the art style and why.
Such a bad idea.
I swear that I heard Elias Defexis in this, but apparently he's not listed.
Really?
It's your life mission to cause harm.
You heard
This
who?
is my favorite shot.
Elias Defexis, Adam Jensen. Oh, right.
With As Dusk Falls, what we're trying to do is to make a brilliant interactive experience for anyone who loves brilliant storytelling.
get that this was
so
like
people who enjoy
multiplayer.
films, people who enjoy TV series. It's also a social experience.
Wait, how'd the
and about
cops get
sharing
full
these stories
FPS on
with
their
the
cars?
people
It's
you love.
fucked up, man. We gotta defund the police.
Yes.
This is crazy.
I
I totally
take
did.
my
inspiration from TV shows, prestige
Just
shows
insane.
like, you know, Breaking Bad, Fargo.
Gotta tip my hat for
I
that
really
one. That was
love
good.
Dog Day
That was pretty good.
Afternoon.
I think we should probably
Such a
cancel
wonderful
JP.
setup.
Just to
You
be
try
safe.
that again,
and every last one
Yeah.
of them leaves in a
Defund the
body
police?
bag.
We should
When
cancel you
write
for saying
for
not
interactive
defunding
stories,
the
it's all
police.
about
Co,
the
how about
stakes.
that?
You want big
No, we should
changes,
cancel you for
the
bringing
tangible
politics
ones
into
that
this situation, to the
everyone
screen.
will remember
can't-
from
you
the
can't triple
fact that they
cancel a
played.
double cancel.
Also,
You can't triple
the
cancel a
smaller stakes, the
Oh,
drama,
what
if I double
the
stamp sees the double cancel?
relationships,
That,
are
you
gonna
might,
stay
that might
married?
work.
When you lost your job,
That might work.
this wall went up. And I missed you, okay?
The game deals with very mature themes that you don't normally find in a video game. It really
I'm
gives
sitting here
you
listening for
agency
Elias. I was
over
hoping that guy would be like,
characters that are
"Yeah, but I never
relatable, that are
asked for
familiar
this."
to you. It's like an interactive story, but with the power of video game behind it.
I only gotta yell and my brothers will come. Now hold your horses, young man. I think you should at least listen to what I have to say.
In the first book, it's mainly structured around a hostage situation in a motel in the middle of the desert in Arizona, so it's a pressure cooker.
You want your wife to live? Answer and do exactly what I say.
Book 2 takes another approach entirely, and it's a chase across multiple states in the US.
There's nowhere else to run.
As Dusk Falls is an interactive show, but the important part here is the word interactive. The players are very much needed to
People are on their
help
phones
the
playing, huh?
character on their journey and decide what's going to happen to them, help them grow and change.
It's not like
Oh, he
there's
did
one
confirm he's in the
golden
game?
path.
Okay.
There's so many different ways through the story.
You can replay it and then you get
Not
to
absolutely
a different
crazy. Awesome.
story and different ending, and you
feel like you're actually achieving something and shaping the story and also the character.
Some of your true self comes out into that thinking.
I don't know, what would you do? I'll try to, yeah.
And at the end of the game, when you play, we tell you about your playstyle, and it reveals something about the player themselves, their values, and the way they interact with the others that they played with.
I think for me,
You tried to
one of the
murder
really
everyone. What's wrong with
important
you?
things Was that this art style could tell lots of
person's
different
here writing
This is a line for a therapy hotline.
Beautiful,
Let's call
sort
it.
of subtle facial performances, really strong dramatic moments, and just really represent that, such that every frame is a painting.
It's a single player and multiplayer experience, so 1 to 8 players.
Because we wanted to draw in people who weren't necessarily gamers. Gamers are going to love this game as well because it's a very mature, in-depth story. But this game really taps into your life skills rather than your gamer skills, puts everyone on a level playing field. You did well there, that is a ferocious job.
Oh, Charlie, did it. You share the same character, you discuss, you make decisions, and majority wins. It's like each player is like a voice in the character head.
What if, like, they take that to the streamer level and have Twitch integration?
Take the
Hopefully.
It's been a massive journey, and I can't believe
Might
we're
have to
just
play it,
like so
if that's the
close, touching distance to this game. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it when it's done.
This is, I feel like, one of the most shown games this past week. It was like 3 or 4 different conferences as well as a
It's kind of weird because it seems like a pretty standard narrative game.
Yeah.
Let's check out what mysteries,
They can talk it up all they want to, but I mean, it's
adventures, and of course,
Yeah.
slimes are waiting for us in the new vibrant
Have
world.
either of you played Slime Rancher
2.
ever?
The kid has played it. I've watched them play it in front of me, but that's
Okay.
it. Never played it myself.
Is it geared towards real young then?
No, it's just.
Okay.
I know Dodger plays it a lot, if that tells you anything. If that helps glean any information from that. Or has played it a lot, I should say.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a Dodger game is something I can picture in my head, like, pretty well. Like, even if you didn't tell me the title of it,
yeah,
probably like, okay. There's probably some cuteness, some bright colors, maybe some adorable. The adorable factor is definitely going to be a thing.
Yeah. What are they gonna do with those chickens? Okay. We're just gonna feed the slime to a bunch of chickens and strawberries.
Zeppin in my chat said, I know Dodger games and Z games are similar, to be honest. Well, they are, but you take a Dodger game and then, like, the same setting, same characters and stuff, and then have them either, like, rip each other's heads off or fart a lot, maybe, like, have some violence and sex and stuff, and drugs, like that kind of stuff, yeah. So then, yes.
Still kind of a Dodger game, but more Zeke adjacent. I got a jetpack.
There you go. That's a good equation. Ash, like, Dodger game minus innocence plus crudeness equals Z. Yep.
Have I ever played Slime Rancher? No. Never have.
Stay wiggly.
All right, time to get going. First trip in a while. Put this in here. Australia. Passport. I need a passport. Where's my passport? Passport.
Wait a minute. Does he live in a hotel?
Yeah, that's definitely a hotel, right? I was about to say, well, no,
Right.
okay. Maybe he does live in a hotel.
Where's my Uber?
His jacket.
All right, let's go.
Oh yeah, Major Nelson's got to wear a jacket everywhere.
Let's go.
I got your reference, Kumimono.
Welcome back to Melbourne. It is so great to be here in person. Get ready for the showcase.
Did anyone in chat, in any of our chats, go to the like IMAX viewing of Summer Game Fest? I'm always curious how many people go to those and if they're a success or if like no one shows up or what.
Is it something that's like widespread, like it's in every major city or something? Or
It's in a, I don't know how many there were across the country, but I know there's 5 or 6.
Leah, you're in Melbourne with FanFest.
And I don't have a single person in mind.
We are so excited to tell you all about
Remind me,
Forza
just jamming
Horizon
out.
5 Hot Wheels, the first expansion for Forza Horizon 5. So, Mike,
I went to the
let's
Game
start with why
Award
the team
one, there was
decided
like
to
20
bring
people.
Hot Wheels
Huh.
to Forza Horizon 5's Mexico.
Our fans have been telling us for years about how much they loved Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels expansion. So we've been waiting for the right time to bring everyone another Hot Wheels adventure. Forza Horizon 5 presented the perfect opportunity to bring Hot Wheels to life like never before with the power of the Xbox Series X and S.
It really does sound like the perfect time for Forza Horizon and Hot Wheels. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what to expect being in the clouds of Mexico this time.
Yes, you travel to the clouds above Mexico to visit the Hot Wheels Park, which is comprised of over 200 kilometers of the
How's that
fastest,
plane
most
go?
extreme tracks yet. Once there, you'll join the Hot Wheels Academy and set
That
out to
actually
take on
looks
Forza
awesome.
Horizon's
Yeah,
most
I'm
extreme racing
definitely
yet
gonna play this.
and prove yourself a Hot Wheels legend.
Wait, so
Go.
that's like a
As well as
sub
the
thing
iconic
in
orange
Forza
Hot
Horizon?
Wheels track,
It's
you'll
like
take on new driving
DLC
experiences
1 or
across
expansion 1 or
gravity-defying
something like
magnet
that, yeah.
tracks, as well as ice, water flume, and rumble
It's like
tracks.
really, I'm not
So we
really
spoke
like super
loads
interested in
about
Forza,
biomes
but
in
that
the
actually
build-up to
looks
Forza
like a
Horizon
lot of
5's
fun.
launch.
Yeah.
Are we expecting something similar in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as well?
Yes, so we're truly going to see the power of the Xbox Series X and S when we look at Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels all new biomes. The amount of detail and diversity that we can pack
plane
into the
doing?
4 new biomes is breathtaking. We have the
ridiculous.
rugged Giants Canyon, where you'll hear the growl of your engine bouncing back off the intricately detailed rock formations. The Ice Cauldron, where frozen tundra drips into the glistening molten lava. In Forest Falls, you'll see a tree canopy towering over epic waterfalls. And finally, the visually stunning and exhilarating
Those tracks
Horizon
look so
Nexus,
cool, man.
where the Horizon Festival is suspended among a
Looks
web
so
of
much
Hot
like
Wheels
Track
tracks.
Mania.
And
Like, I
there's
wonder if
more,
that's
'cause
what
new
they're doing.
players Can
I
jump
wonder if
into
that's
Forza
the-
Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as early as possible during the main game's initial
be.
experience.
And how are people going to be able to use Event Lab in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels?
So in Event Lab, you'll have the freedom to design, build, and share using the new Hot Wheels Creation Kit. That's over 80 new track and stunt pieces that instantly snap together thanks to our new building tools. You can then share your creations with the entire community for players to discover and play. We are anticipating our community building an ever-evolving catalogue of new player-created Hot Wheels events that everyone will enjoy.
They all sound absolutely incredible, Mike, but
This
I'm going to
is
ask you the most important question in the
incredibly
room.
scripted.
Can you tell me a bit more about the cars?
Yes. So we have 10 new amazing cars coming to the pack, including
I think
4
he's
new Hot Wheels
looking
cars,
over
which
her
have been scaled
shoulder
up
at a
to real-life
teleprompter.
proportions.
Oh,
We
for
have
sure.
The Diora 2,
You can see
the
it
Bad to
like,
the Blade,
in
the
the
Baja
wide
Bone
shot.
Yeah,
you can see
he's
like
looking
the
like
teleprompter's
Pastor.
nowhere
Camaro.
near behind her
Forza
head.
Horizon 5 Hot
She's
Wheels
I would like
right here,
to-
is the most
like,
extreme tracks
thank
we've
you
seen
for
yet
asking.
in Forza. So
I would
we've
like
added
to
some new
enhance
extreme
and view
track
the
choice
reflected
and
image on
hypercars
his
to go with
pupil.
them.
We should.
I want
Yeah.
to call out the Hennessy
Enhance.
Venom F5 and the Mosler MT900 GT3. Their speed is unlike anything we've seen before.
So we know Forza Horizon 5 fans naturally love co-op, so how is that continuing in Hot Wheels?
Here we
So,
go.
in a first for Forza,
I
you can
can't
join up with your
zoom past
friends
the
and play
monitor
from
size
the
schedule.
very start of the experience in co-op. You and your friends will then take on a new campaign, moving your way up through faster and faster car classes until you unlock the extreme speed of X-Class and become a Hot Wheels legend. You can also choose to take on the world in Horizon
Hot
Open, or
Wheels
team up with your friends
Legend.
to take on a team of Drivatars in the Horizon Tour.
Ooh, I absolutely love that. Final question.
Drivatars.
When can we expect
Yeah.
to play?
Yes.
First time I've heard that
Forza
word.
Horizon 5
Oh,
Hot
they've
Wheels
been a thing
releases
in
on
Forza
July
for-
19th.
Clearly, you aren't a Hot
Xbox
Wheels
2,
legend, Zeke.
XS, Xbox One, Windows PC.
It's like
and
Forza
Steam.
2, maybe, I
Mike,
think?
thank you so much for joining
Driving
me. This
games.
has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to play.
Not something I've done.
It's ghost mode. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Fall Guys. It's sad Fall Guys.
Freaking Fall Guys, man.
Man, they're sure advertising a lot for a dead game.
Is this supposed to be a reference to the Halo diorama ads from 3? 'Cause this is definitely the music.
That's what your chat is saying.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Finish the fall.
I hope they say finish the fight at the end. He looked up and everything. That's so stupid.
I gotta say, man, like
Pretty good nod.
Fall Guys is one of those rare games that I never had a bad time
Now
playing.
onto our next block,
Yeah,
pun
it's
intended,
always
of
fun.
course. Minecraft Legends is the action strategy take on the franchise you never knew you needed. I'm here with Dennis Rees from Mojang Studios, who has just released the world premiere trailer of Minecraft Legends. Dennis, welcome to the show.
This
Thanks for
actually
having me, Malik.
looks
so happy to have you.
really
I mean,
cool.
This is
Yeah.
a really exciting time for the team. Let's talk Minecraft as a whole, though. That game, I have nothing to back this up, but I feel like everyone on the planet's played Minecraft at this point. But that wasn't enough for you all. You all went and made Minecraft Dungeons, and now we're moving on to the recently revealed Minecraft Legends. So one, tell me a little bit about what it means for the team to actually be able to reveal the game, and then two, just let us know what Minecraft Legends is.
Well, we are so excited to finally be able to talk about this game with the world. We've been working on this game for some time now. Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game. Is set in the Minecraft universe. And in order to build this, we really wanted to partner with a great company that understands strategy games. And so that's when we reached out with Blackbird Interactive. And in doing so, we were able to create an experience that is welcoming for people who may have not played Minecraft, but also people who have. And I mean, you've seen the trailer. It's about going and traveling through these beautiful biomes, exploring this world that is familiar yet still mysterious. And so as you explore these lush biomes, you collect resources, and then you use those resources to build defenses from these dangerous but very cute piglins. And in those offensive, you're able to fight them back and send them back to where they come from. And you know what? You're going to probably want to build some alliances with some unexpected friends because they're going to help you actually defeat the piglins and send them back to where they come from.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, and I love what you said about trying to make a game that's both for fans of Minecraft that exist and new fans coming in. Minecraft can go in so many different directions, I feel like, with a new game. What made you choose action strategy?
Well, really, it was many years ago, as a group of folks at Mojang sitting around talking about what game genres they really enjoy. And action and strategy were the most popular ones that came up. And so we started to think about who we could partner with to build that experience. And that's where we came into Blackbird Interactive. And that was back in 2018. And, the project was codenamed Badger. And an interesting little fact for many of those people that might follow Minecraft, if you go back to Minecon 2018 and you look at the shirt that Jens Berenstain was wearing, you'll see a graphic on there, and it's in the shape of a badger head. And really, that was meant to be an Easter egg for years forward, which here we are now.
I gotta say, I love a good Easter egg. Now, where would you say that Minecraft Legends fits in the overall Minecraft universe?
Well, the Minecraft universe is just always growing and expanding. And if it's not from our partner communities, then it's from Mojang specifically. Like you mentioned, Minecraft Dungeons. That's a great example. Mojang went out and built this
spoiled the Easter egg
experience in the Minecraft universe. And players love it. It's
unbelievable.
Wonderful. And with Minecraft Legends, we're trying to do something similar, really. And here we're going to be introducing a narratively driven campaign with a whole bunch of new characters and a lot of other things that I'm not ready to share right now.
Dennis, I thought we were friends. You can share it with me and everyone watching. No? Okay, I won't pry anymore. But tell us when the game is coming out.
This is one of the few times
where
where watching more information about something I'm kind of excited about didn't get me more excited.
On PC
They're not saying anything. I feel like
on
none of these
Xbox
interviews
Game
have said
Pass.
anything.
And if you want to know more,
just a bunch of like
follow us Twitter or jump on Minecraft.net.
Yeah.
Dennis, I'm so excited to jump into Minecraft Legends. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving us the lowdown.
Thanks for having me.
We've seen like 2 trailers, I think, that were new. Some
What
weird
up, everybody?
videos
It's your boy
about all their
Kirsten, aka
FanFest
Kayvon
stuff.
Demon. We're here at Xbox FanFest. We got a
And
whole
then
lot for y'all to check
developers
out, so
saying a bunch of
let's get it in.
buzzwords. Trying to, like last year when they did their extended showcase, was it this as well? I honestly can't remember.
Me neither.
They asked me what year Halo came out, won this sweet jersey. I couldn't
Did we watch it together, like the extended stuff last year, or not?
I don't know.
Experience here. Oh, to this
That's a cool
world.
prop.
It was really cool to see. I'm gonna go get my nails done because they have a nail station, and these things need to be painted.
Redfall looks dynamite, and come on, Diablo 4. Oh, it's so. Why are you so gruesome? All bloody things. No, but it's great. I love it.
What a day we had today. Thank you, everybody, for showing up to Xbox FanFest Toronto. Had a lot of fun.
Hey, what booth
Saw
you
a
guys
lot of
at?
games. Great experiences overall.
Okay,
Catch
tell
you in the next one.
tell Frank that I'm gonna borrow you for a second to do some testimonials. Okay. Yep, just stand right there. No, don't worry about taking off your jacket that says Xbox on it.
I don't think we covered it last year. At least not as a group.
Hey, are you guys doing demo day stuff?
Yeah, probably. Not. I don't know if it's today, but sometime this week. Do you play a bunch?
Do me a
this morning?
favor. If you guys find any like not headlining demos that are awesome, put them in our chat.
Cool.
Don't mind.
Yeah.
Like I just had somebody recommend a game to me that I had not really heard of, and I'm looking at the trailer and I'm like, this actually looks really freaking cool. Called Dead Link.
Dead Link?
Dead Link.
Huh.
I'm gonna try that tomorrow.
Oh, you mean you're talking about Next Fest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's like the plan I have for the week.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
nice. Sailors.
picking out
Pretty much me
demos
too.
from all the shit from E3 and all that kind of stuff. So
Ooh.
not E3.
They should make a cooking game where you just cook the food from Monster Hunter. You can even call it Monster Hunter Chef or something.
Yeah, Capcom should make that.
Oh man, I'd be all over that. Oh, by the way, chat, I really appreciate it, but I was not asking for stuff from chat right now. hold on to
I'm
hold
joined
on to
now
that.
by Sarah
'Cause
Bond,
when I
who leads
need
the gaming
games,
ecosystem organization
we'll go to you.
here
Yeah.
at Xbox. Sarah, it's so great to have you.
It is awesome to be here and so good to see you too.
Yes, I'm super excited for this conversation because as we know, game creators are crucial to Xbox's success. And whenever you talk about them, it's with such like passion and tenacity. I love it. And it sounds super important to you and the rest of Team Xbox. So my question to you is, how do creators inspire the work that you and your team do?
The creators are just the bedrock of everything we do on my team. You know, when you really think about it, where gaming really comes from is it starts with someone who has a creative idea that they choose to put into a game that we all get to experience and enjoy. And that's really the bedrock of our industry, of what motivates us, is to help those people, those developers, bring their stories out. And we think about it in 3 ways. How do we create a vibrant and engaging gamer community for them to come to through Xbox? What are the set of tools and services that we give them that make it easier and faster and more affordable for them to make a game? And how do we create a range of business models that they can use? Because a business model really enables them to perform all sorts of different types of innovation.
Yeah, business models, tools, resources, all these provide choices, and it's increasing these choices for not only the developers, but the players themselves as well.
Yeah.
For example, you and your team just announced a new feature that's going to bring game demos to players. Can you tell us a little bit more about Project Moorcroft?
Project Moorcroft. I know. I love these project names. I wish they would just let me name it, but
Yeah,
they
just
won't.
say it.
I know.
You know?
They won't.
Can we change that?
Well, look, we were sitting around as a team and we were thinking about some of the things that we've always loved the most about the gaming industry. And one of them was, remember when you would go to like a show like PAX or E3, and you would go to the show floor and you get to play a demo or a piece of a game, and the developer would be right there next to you, talking to you about their experience, asking you to try things out, asking you your feedback. And that was one of the things I loved the most about those experiences. We just don't have them as much anymore, in the way that the world has evolved. And so we thought, gosh, how can we make Game Pass like that? Like, how can we use the power of Game Pass and all of the great discovery and player engagement that is in it, and have it create for creators that opportunity to engage with fans early as they're creating their game, and also for players to get to experience something that they're really anticipating. And so that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to have a program
So
that
many
enables developers
buzzwords.
to take a piece, a level of their game, and put it into Game Pass so that they can get that great feedback and players can engage with them. And we know it's a lot of work sometimes for developers to do that, so we're also going to compensate them for their participation in the program. I'm so excited for what's going to come when we launch that.
I think the one thing that we all miss is that connection, right? And now that we are able to come back into conferences and stuff like that, we still need to deepen it, because by deepening that connection, you're diversifying the voices, and then that in return helps to diversify the games and bring diversity into games.
Completely.
So how will Microsoft help to further that front?
Yeah, we think about it all the time, frankly, as Microsoft, as Xbox, in my team in particular, because creators is core to everything we do. If you think about a game, it enables you to experience a perspective, a point of view, in a way that is deep and immersive, unlike any other form of media. So the importance of everyone having an equal opportunity to share their story and their perspective through a
scripted
game,
and
what
it's,
it means
they're giving
to
canned
shaping our
answers and all this kind of shit
perceptions,
that's
what we
been
talk
rehearsed
about,
and
what we
teleprompters and all that
believe,
shit.
to
How would
broaden
you
our
do
perspective,
this thing
is
with the
critical, and we
script,
think about that all the
but make
time.
it,
So what we've
like
done as a
different
team
than
is
an
we continue
interview
to
like
expand
this?
the set of developers who we're engaging with
Only
and
allow
bringing them
one
into the
shoot.
Xbox ecosystem. We've actually more than doubled the
Just
number of
one and done it.
developers that are making games for Xbox.
But that,
and we saw lots of
the
those
amount of
games
PR
in the
people that are
last day,
standing
which has
behind the
been pretty
camera
cool.
and like after
And
each
the
shoot,
other
like,
thing
yeah, I
that we
think that
did
was
this
good,
year
Bob.
is
You
for
good?
the
Yeah,
first time ever, we
Jim?
actually have a presence in Africa.
Phil?
We have our first
I
Xbox
don't
employee in
care.
Africa, specifically dedicated to working with creators in the
Probably
region.
5 or 6 people that
So
have to
what
check
message
off
would
on
you
this.
like to leave for creators who are interested in starting in the industry?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. People say to me, gosh, I would really like to be part of the gaming industry. I'd love to make a game. How do I break through? How do I get involved? I say, first of all, network. Talk to people, meet people, connect with people.
I think
Just how
it
you and I
definitely works
connected, actually,
best
at an industry
if,
event, which
like,
we
I've
met
been a
at,
part of
which was
interviews
super fun.
where
Build
it's a sponsored
that
interview and you
networking,
have
that
to like
connectivity, 'cause it's
hit
so
some
critical
talking
in
points
every
and shit like
industry, but I
that.
think
But it
particularly
always
engaging,
works
right?
out better when it's
go
like
to industry conferences like
bullet
GDC,
pointed and not
meet
like
people,
Yeah, I mean,
learn,
that's what we do.
try
you're
that
reading
out.
out the
And if
prompter,
you're
yeah.
interested in making
Yeah,
a game for
whenever,
Xbox, you
I
can
mean, the
actually
stuff
go
on
to
Drop Frames to
github.com.
peel
You
back
can actually
when
download
we
the
interviewed
Xbox
Phil,
Game Developer
all those
Kit
questions
and
are
get started.
sent to them
And once you
ahead
have a
of
game
time and
concept, you
okay.
can also submit it online
And we have
to
a quote-unquote script that we
id@xbox.com,
follow, but
and then
it's-
you can self-publish to Xbox, which is another great way.
So,
And of
Phil,
course,
how
if you
much do
actually
you
want to get
hate
involved in the
Sony?
industry,
And
all
can
companies
you
are
name
great, but I
specific
highly
names of
recommend
people
you
that make
check
you
out coming
angry
to work
that
at
work
Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm biased, obviously.
I mean, hey,
Phil, I heard you were a closet racist.
So,
Can you
Sam,
explain?
Thank you so much for joining us
Why are
today.
you
And
leaving?
also,
I
thank
don't
you to all the
understand.
viewers for tuning into Extended. We've
Those are the
heard
ones
from
that don't
so
make
many
it.
amazing
Can
developers
Can we
on
please go
today's
over your
show.
political and
Now,
religious
before
choices?
we finish, is there
I always
anything
ask,
else you'd like
and
to
they're
share
like,
with
no,
us?
we can't have Phil answer
We
that.
were
Sorry.
talking earlier about the importance of people being able to tell their story through a game and how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, when we were talking about that, I was thinking about an experience we've had as a team that's been very touching for me. So, a couple years ago, we started really consciously extending the depth and breadth of content that we have in the Xbox ecosystem. And it was through that I got to know the team making Stalker 2 really well. And I actually got to intro that game last year in the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was just incredible. And the thing was, when I was looking at that game last year, and I was looking at the story that they were telling, and
I know that Stalker's an old game. Is Stalker 2 like a new game, or is it a remake of an older game?
It's a new one. It is a brand new game.
This is a cool game.
Okay,
This
so
is a
Stalker
compelling story.
There are 3 Stalker games. There's
sitting
Shadows
here
of Chernobyl,
today,
Clear Sky, and
recognizing that team is Ukrainian. They were based in Kiev.
Shadows of Chernobyl,
Looking at
Clear
that
Sky, and Return to
story
Pripyat.
and what they were showing
Call of
to the
Pripyat.
world just feels entirely
And this is the first
different
new one
and
in
far more
a decade.
poignant
Call of
and
Pripyat.
visceral to me.
There's 3 games. This is Stalker 2.
This is a team who's
but Stalker 4.
It's a 4th game.
Got it.
Talking about fighting for the existence of being a nation, of being a people, of having their own language. And now we all, as a world, have gotten to see how tenuous that, in fact, is. And it's an honor, frankly, to be part of this industry and to have the opportunity to uplift their voices and to let their story be told through a gaming experience, especially knowing what we know now about the situation in Ukraine. And as part of that, they actually shared with us something that they wanted us to share with all of you today as part of the show.
Oh, here you go.
Whoa. Okay.
1-1-3.
Yes.
That person wearing an alien mask?
Yeah, we've heard kind of like some stuff about what's going on with the studio, but there's still a lot of things that haven't been really talked about.
Jeez.
Wow.
Здесь кипела работа, идеи, она не останавливалась. 3 месяца назад началась война России с Украиной.
Шок-код, робочий день починається з тривоги.
Під час сильних обстрілів ми біжимо в укриття. Це переноска для мого кота, який загинув ще в перший тиждень війни. Ходиш вечором, сирена, виходиш днем, сирена. Днем ще работать надо, поэтому особо не выйдешь, а вечером все время вот так.
Це моє робоче місце.
Вже 3-й місяць я живу і працюю в коридорі. Зі мною живе одноокий пес, врятований з-під обстрілу в Гостомелі. Зараз мені важко писати квести про війну, коли вона йде навколо.
Accidentally went emote only. Oops.
Так работает в перерывах между сиренами і волонтерськими задачами.
Світ ще побачить, наскільки в нас класна культура, і в тому числі, наскільки класні ігри ми можемо робити.
Меня зовут Александр. Я являюсь сотрудником компании ЖСК. Я с Мариуполя. С начала боевых действий была потеряна связь с моими родными и близкими. И это непередаваемое, ужасное чувство, когда ты не знаешь, живы они или нет.
Я Дмитро Ясенєв, розробник Сталкера. Ніколи не міг уявити, що в 21 столітті, в центрі Європи, може статися повномасштабна війна.
Я Олексій Іванов, ком'юніті-менеджер проекту Stalker 2. Зі зброєю в руках захищаю свою країну від російської агресії.
Привіт, я Макс, наративний дизайнер гри Stalker 2. Після перемоги я до неї повернуся.
Побачимось на релізі. Слава Україні!
That's fucking crazy.
Damn, dude.
Oh. So they are showing some stuff in the game.
Last question.
This is like the first we've actually heard about this
Are you sure the
in any
perimeter
of the
surrounding the
conferences.
zone is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. As the head of the Scientific Institute for Research of the Chernobyl area, or CIRCA for short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals a whole new world. We can stick with the old one, fearing change. But tell me, do you want our descendants to remember us as cowards? Or as those who dared to venture forward to a new, better humanity?
Dude, I'm so ready for this game. Oh my god, dude.
Evacuated. I remind our listeners that a similar incident happened in our region quite recently, ruining homes and livelihoods. However, city officials urge people to stay calm, assuring them the situation is totally under control.
Oh.
Cool.
Woo! Oh, my lord. Very, very, very ready for that.
So what? The pre-order page went live prior to the show, right? On Steam for that code? Is that what you saw? Okay. Chat saying. All right, well, that's it. About what we expected for that.
You remember when you tried to buy the rights to Stalker? I do. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
You what now?
I tried to buy the rights to Stalker.
Seriously?
Yeah. This is years and years and years ago, though, when it was just like a dead IP. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. I never heard that story. Is there a story there, or is
Not
it just
really
like...
a story.
Oh, okay.
I tried to find where it was. I did, and they were like, nah.
Okay.
Which apparently turned out for the better. So we're good.
Yeah, now they're front and center at Xbox. Cool. I think that's it. There's no more shows for the day. In terms of like other things this week, there's
this is kind of like it's you had your big, few days, big weeks, blam, and now it's just like, I didn't want to like make a PP analysis, or a analogy, but it's like, you got the last few drops of E3, like, or not E3. You gotta, be aware of, I guess.
We got there's this 10-minute thing that no, I'm just gonna talk over that. We got like a 10-minute thing from Final Fantasy VII that's on Thursday. There's also literally at the same exact time as that is the 10 Years of Dragon's Dogma digital event. So that's cool. I guess I don't know. I'll probably watch those in some capacity and figure out what that is, but that's pretty much not E3 2022. I think we'll do like a normal show on Sunday and probably recap everything on that, but I've seen enough of you guys this past week, so we're good.
Yeah, if we're gonna play like all the demos and stuff, I think that we'll have lots to compare notes on.
Yeah, absolutely. So
next show.
I think we're all streaming afterwards. So let's do some shout outs and talk about what we're streaming between now and Sunday. And then we'll call it a stream, call it a show. Zeke, why don't you start us off?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out, on Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow those. Thank you. Thank you to JP for being co-host for this event. Every time I was away, I always I would look back or try and catch VODs of drop frames going, man, I'm glad I'm here, but now I am. So I'm great. It's been a lot of fun. I will be streaming after this. Probably gonna, go offline for just 10 minutes. Take a little mini break, and then we're gonna just take a look at fucking demos, man. We're gonna look at all these. Gonna go through my Steam and Epic Game wish list, and see which ones have free playable demos and stuff, and we'll just fill up the day with just random games. So that sounds like fun to me. Hope to see you there. That's all. Thank you.
Cool. Co, what do you got going on?
I'm going to be doing more demo days moving into the next week. There are apparently a ton of games that are pretty awesome that we need to look at. So the day streams are probably going to be a lot of demo days. And then I'm going to probably be continuing Dragon Age Origins in the Cozy stream for those who want to check that out. Coming up, we got Hard Space Shipbreaker. We've got AI, the Somnium Files 2. We've got maybe some TMNT at some point. And yeah, other fun stuff too. So hope to see you on the channel. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for joining us for Summer Games Fest.
Awesome stuff. Thank you both for joining us for the past week. No, 6 days. Today's Tuesday, right? I guess we started last Wednesday. Jesus, we've been going for almost a week straight of watching conferences. Yeah. Or showcases or whatever you want to call them. If you missed any of those, apart from the Netflix conference, which got completely copyright striked on YouTube, you can find them all over at youtube.com/itmeJP. What will I be doing? Probably some more Dragon's Dogma. Definitely going to do a demo day, maybe Friday, maybe Thursday. I haven't decided exactly when yet. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we always do JPNN at the start of the stream. And Tuesday and Thursday, we do trailer time. If you just want to watch more showcases, but less focused around big events like this, we usually do a similar type show on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the start of the stream at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's what we got coming up. We'll see what else. Also, my green screen's messed up. I got to figure out what's going on with these cameras. They changed overnight, or they didn't save, which probably is the case. So we'll be back Sunday for a full episode of Drop Frames. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. Might grab a guest. I wonder what Rami's up to. We'll see if Rami can join us.
Also, there's lots of multiplayer demos we could play, and we've been talking all about games for the last 7 days straight. So
yeah,
it'd be fun to just hang out and play some games.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll let you know. We'll see how it goes. And
during the week, if you guys find a multiplayer game, because that's all I'm doing. So if you guys,
we can do something like Saturday if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And also, I just realized we won't have a lot of games to talk about, but we are all going to play 50 demos over the next 5 days, so that'll give plenty to talk about. So
yeah. We'll circle back. We'll talk about it. We'll let you guys know if we're going to do anything co-op demo related on Saturday, and then we'll still be here for Drop Frames on Sunday. So that is that. I'm going to run some ads on my channel. I'll be back. Cody, you want me to run those ads, and you'll swap over to your channel? How do you want to handle that?
Oh, just go ahead and do the normal outros. I'm not on until another few hours. I'm doing family stuff and everything. So,
gotcha,
yeah, we're good.
Gotcha. And then Zeke, you want me to go offline on yours, and you'll be back in 10? That's what you said?
Yep. Just go offline. I'll take a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back.
Cool. All right. Thanks for bearing with us on all that chat. I could have discussed all that in Slack, but it takes 30 seconds here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on Sunday for more Drop Frames. We're out. Bye.